Hey guys, it's me, Sandra Nicole Hill, and I'm here to just kind of share my journey with you, a little bit more in-depth journey than what I've been sharing on other social media sites and my blog. And so I just want to kind of share with you guys what happened to me on yesterday. Yesterday, I had a meltdown. Yesterday was Tuesday, March the 19th, 2019. And I just had a really rough day. I woke up and I prayed, as I do every day. I always start my day off with prayer. I prayed, and I remember in my prayer session, I just remember praying, about my situation, just speaking life, speaking, miracles and abundance and healing into my life, and everything was fine. Well, my friend of mine sent me some videos about a different procedure, or about a procedure for uterine fibroids, and I ended up watching the videos and reading all the information that she sent me. And as I'm watching these videos, as I'm reading this information, I could feel myself kind of taking my eyes off God and just kind of focusing on the fibroid. So I looked into these videos, and as I could see the videos, I'm looking at the procedure, I'm looking at how it's being done, my natural mind starts to take over, and it's just like, okay, look at these fibroids. How in the world do you think that what you're doing is working? How in the world do you think that what you're doing is actually making some kind of impact on these fibroids? And it was just really disheartening. These are the thoughts I got to thinking, and I could feel myself. I knew that these were not thoughts that I should have been entertaining. It's one thing to have the thought to come into your head. It's a whole nother thing to entertain the thought and to allow it to take root and penetrate, which is what I did, unfortunately. And I could feel myself letting it happen. And so, of course, it just completely took over, and I just completely took my eyes off God and just kind of focused on the storm that was going on around me. And so it just made my day really rough. Because before I knew it, I was just really emotional. I became emotional. I became sad. I became just defeated. I became down. I became depressed. And I just, just launched myself into this major slumpage. And so my husband was gone for that whole time. I was looking at these videos and stuff and just kind of allowing myself to become in this slumpage. But when he got back, bless his heart, I did not mean to bring down his day, but essentially that's exactly what ended up happening. Because as soon as he walked in the door, I was just like, I'm just sick of this. I'm so sick of this. I can't do this anymore. I don't have enough strength to go on. I'm sick of this. I'm tired of fighting. I'm tired. I want the surgery. I just want it to be over. And it was just hard. I always want to send out encouraging videos to you guys, but I also feel like it's equally important to share the realness of the journey, to share, what we all experience with fibroids, endometriosis, polyps, cysts, and whatever else we may be battling. It's a difficult battle. It's a difficult journey. Sometimes I think it's important to share the journey, and that includes the good, the bad, the ugly. So, yesterday I was washing my hair, and as I'm standing in front of the mirror and I'm doing my hair, I could just see my belly, and it was just poking out, just so big. I honestly looked like I was about 6 months pregnant. I really did, and I hadn't eaten anything. So this was my belly on an empty stomach, so I wasn't bloated, or maybe I was bloated because I did have some peanuts. I was waiting on my husband to bring me some food home, and so I just didn't have the energy to cook anything yesterday. So So I just ate some peanuts. And so, you know, that was all I had. And I'm looking at myself in the mirror as I was doing my hair, and I'm just like, oh my God, my stomach is huge. So after looking at these videos and after thinking those thoughts, you know, who are you to think that, you know, your body can heal on its own? No, you need surgery. You need some kind of, you know, traditional medical intervention. You can't do this by yourself. And so after that, I'm doing my hair and I see my belly poking out. It was just, oh my God, it was just the final kick over the ledge that, you know, that caused me to just fall into this dark place yesterday. And I was just so down. This is getting on my nerves. I was so down. I was so depressed. I was so just defeated for the rest of the day. I mean, I spiritually got my butt kicked yesterday. And so I listened to a sermon yesterday before I went to bed, and it was T.D. Jakes. He's all right, you know, but I listened to him, and it was entitled "Sometimes Getting Better Hurts." So you may be able to find that on YouTube, or I may just link it. But it's called "Sometimes Getting Better Hurts." And so as I'm listening to it, I'm just bawling and crying because I'm like, oh my God, Lord, you know, when is it going to be my turn? When is it going to be my time? When am I going to be over this? I've been dealing with this for quite some time now, and you know, I'm tired of it. I just want to move on to the next phase in my life. I'm just ready. I'm ready to heal. I'm ready to freaking move on. I'm sick of this, you know. I'm just tired. And so you know, the sermon helped. It really did. It helped. It helped me to not go to bed depressed. So if you guys have a bad day, here's a tip. If you have a really bad day in your healing journey and you just, you know, just wanted to just cry yourself to sleep, listen to something uplifting, listen to something inspiring, or read. You can read the word, or if, you know, if it'll help you, find someone inspirational on YouTube, or find someone's whatever to listen to. Find something that's going to pull you out of the dark space, because you don't want to go to bed like that. Who knows what'll show up in your dreams, you know. Do not go to bed like that. So praise your way out of it or something, and just don't go to bed like that. So yeah, I woke up this morning with a renewed sense of, you know, okay, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna take this day, I'm gonna, you know, just do the best I can, and just be as productive as I can, and to be as, you know, empowered as I can, to be as uplifted as I can. So I, you know, say my prayers this morning, and I just decided to make this video for you guys. If you may be struggling, if you may be going through, you know, if you're just having a really rough time in your healing journey, just know that you're not alone. It's normal. And, you know, if you're considering other options, then it's totally your journey. Don't, you know, call yourself a quitter. If sometimes those things, sometimes if you're considering other options, then, you know, it may be an answer to a prayer. But before you do anything, always pray about it first, because you never know what God is giving you. Sometimes, you know, you might just be going through your season of roughness, you know. Sometimes you might just be going through your season of death. And what I mean by that is, you know, old parts of you are dying. So in this case, with a healing journey like this, you really got to learn how to trust God, and you really got to learn how to depend on Him. And that's really hard for me. I can say that it's hard for me. It's hard for me to take my hands off the wheel. It's hard for me to relinquish control. Bible says, cast all your cares and anxiety onto me, and that's very, very difficult for me to do, because I'm so used to having my hands on everything, every aspect of my life. I'm so used to carrying my anxieties inside and with me. And I know that that's what got me into the predicament that I am now, because a lot of things that we all have in common who are battling these types of disorders, these reproductive disorders, is that we were stressed out. And so that's what got us here in the first place. But even knowing all that, it's still hard for me to relinquish all that stress and to give it to God. And so one of the things I think he's trying to teach me in this journey is to rely on him, trust him, believe in him. And I wasn't at first, but throughout this journey I'm learning how to do that, and I get better every day, because that was a major problem in my life. That was a major problem in my life. I did not know how to put my trust in anyone, really, and that included God. And so now I have to learn how to rely on people and trust God. And that's just, it's a bit of a struggle, but every day I get better. I get better. So, in your journey, just look for the good. Sometimes you have to die to yourself in order to be a better person. You have to die to yourself in order to truly heal, because not only is your body healing, but your mind is healing, your heart is healing, and your spirit is healing. You're becoming a different person. You're on a whole nother lifestyle, and in order to successfully be on this lifestyle, you're going to have to make some changes, and that includes the way that you think, the way that you approach problems and situations, the way that you used to operate, you no longer operate. And so for me, I'm used to having my hands on everything. I'm used to being in control of everything. And so I think one of the things that God is teaching me in this whole healing journey is to relinquish my control so that he can come in. We have natural power, but he's teaching me how to relinquish my natural power so that he can come in with his super power to my natural and create supernatural power and supernatural, miracles, supernatural workings in my life, in all of our lives. And that's something that I wanted to say to you guys. If it's rough, it's hard, but sometimes, throughout this healing journey, God is trying to kill you. And what I mean by that is he's trying to get you to die to your old self. The old you is dying. And so, if you ever just feel like breaking down and crying and just you can't take it anymore, it's the old you is dying, and that is not pleasant. It is not easy. Die to yourself. In this healing journey, you are dying to yourself, and you're becoming a whole different person. You cannot help but to become a different person in a healing journey like this. So let the process happen. It's okay to cry. It's okay to, just feel like nothing's going right in your life. It's okay to feel like you have no idea what is happening in your life. It's because you're dying to yourself. The old things, old seasons of your life, old relationships, old things are dying, and it's not pleasant, but it's giving rise to new and pleasant and cool things to happen in your life. And God will then step in and show you those next steps that you need to take when you don't see a way. He'll step in and he'll guide you. So it's just a part of the journey. It's a part of the process, and it's not an easy journey. It isn't, but it's definitely rewarding.